Hi, this is Mr Goosen. In this video, I'm going to explain how to visualize square, triangular, and cube numbers. Now, for this video, you're going to have to open two applets in your browser. The first applet is this MathSpot applet. I've included the link in the description to the video. And what you're going to have to do here is you're just going to have to just change some settings. You're going to change this to all of these to squares. And you're going to change this, you're going to give this a grid. Okay. And the other applet you're going to have to use is Minecraft Classic. Okay. There's also a link to that in the description. Right. But for now, I'm just going to go back to square numbers. We're going to talk about how we calculate them, but then I'm going to show you how you can make them using blocks. Now, they're called the square numbers sort of for two reasons. Reason number one is they make squares. Okay, so you see here's the first 6 square numbers, 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25, sorry, and then 36. And if you take 36 blocks, you see you can make a little square. But let's ignore that for now. Another reason we can think that we call them square numbers is we also use the word square when we talk about multiplying a number by itself. Okay? Now, 1 squared, 1 times 1, that's 1. 2 squared, 2 times 2, that's 4. 3 squared, 3 times 3, that's 9. And you can see I go through all of the square numbers all the way up to 225, which is 15 times 15. Okay, so you know how to calculate them as long as you know your times tables. But now, how do we build squares with them? And you can see it here, but what I want you to do is go to this little MathSpot applet, and I want you to try it yourself. I'm going to do the first few for you. Okay, so what was the first square number? The first square number was 1. Okay, so there, 1. Is that a square? Well, yes, it's very clearly a square. What's the next square number? It's 4 apparently. So 4, can we make a square with 4? Yeah, you can, okay. Make a rectangle too, but it's special because you can make a square with it. Okay. Now the next square number, what I'd like you to do is pause the video, go to the applet, and I want you to try this yourself. Okay? Because when you just watch someone else explain it, you're not really trying it, you're not really practicing. Learning happens better when you try it yourself. Okay? So I want you to try and make the next square number, which is 9. Okay? 9 is the next square number. I want you to make that using the blue blocks. Okay, so pause the video and try that yourself. Okay, so what you should have done is gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Yeah, makes a square. Cool. Now, the next thing I want you to try, we're going to pick a number which is not in our list of square numbers. Okay, so let's pick an easy-ish number. I'm going to pick 10. Now, I want you to see, can you make a square if you use 10 green blocks? Okay, I want you to pause the video now and try and make a square with 10 green blocks. Okay, so I assume you've paused it. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I assume you've paused it. Now we're going to play. Let's see what we get. So we've got 10 blocks. So I'm just going to start by just going... I want to make a rectangle first, because that's easy enough to do. 5 by 2. With any even number of blocks, you can make a rectangle. But can I make a square? Well, there's a square. 3 times 3 is 9. But we have this remainder 1 here. Okay, so I've got 10 blocks. Can I make a square with 10 blocks? Only if I have 1 block left over. But that means I've made the square with 9, not with 10. Is there any other way I can do this? No. No, hollow square doesn't count. Okay, I'm sorry, that doesn't count. That's not even a square, that's just a rectangle. So that's why 10 is not a square number. What was the next square number after 9? It was 16. Let's see if I can do that. I hope I have enough green blocks. No. I have to borrow the red one. 4 by 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay? So my square numbers were 1, 4, 9, 16, and they go on and on and on. Right. Now you can click tidy. We're going to talk about triangle numbers now. So you're going to switch all of these to triangle. There we go. Right, the triangle numbers, let me just go to a Word document here. They look like this. 1, 3, 6, 10. Now they're called triangle numbers because they make triangles. Okay, you see here, 1 dot. Is that a triangle? Not quite, but with most of these number patterns, we start with 1. Okay, let's just look at the next one. 3, you see you can make a little triangle with that. 6, you can make a triangle with that. 10, you can make a triangle with that. Now to carry on this pattern, let's just look at the numbers quickly. What's happening? So to go from 1 to 3, how much do I add? I go plus 2. To go from 3 to 6, how much do I add? Plus 3. You can see that here. To go from here to here, I added 2 dots on. Then to go from here to here, I added 3 dots on. Then to go from here to here, I added another 4 at the bottom. You see that here, 6 to 10, you add 4. So we add 2, add 3, add 4, so what's next? Add 5 to get 15, and then add 6 to get 21. Then add 7 to get 28. So those are the numbers. Let's see if we can build them with triangles. First triangle number was 1. That's definitely a triangle. Next triangle number, 3. Next one after that. How many triangles do I add on? I add on 3 more triangles. That's my next triangle number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what I'd like you to do is to pause the video in 10 seconds, and I want you to build the next triangle using 1 red, 2 yellow, 3 blue, and 4 green triangles. Okay, so take 4 more triangles, take a red one, take 2 yellows, and take 3 greens, and I want you to build the next triangle number. Pause now and try that. Okay, so your next triangle number should look as follows. Four at the bottom. You got it. That's our next triangle number. That's going to be 10. 6 plus 4, that's 10. Right, now there's one cool thing about triangle numbers which I think you should know, is that when we add consecutive triangle numbers, consecutive means next to each other or straight after each other, when we add 2 consecutive triangular numbers, we get something interesting. Now I want you to try and guess. So pause the video, maybe try this on a piece of paper. What happens when I add together 2 triangle numbers that are next to each other? Pause and think about it. Okay, so you've thought about it. Just to sit and think about it doesn't always work. Often with maths you have to draw a picture. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change these triangles to squares. It doesn't change the fact that they're still triangle numbers. You see they still kind of make these little Aztec temple triangles. Okay, alright, let's add things. So I'm going to add this guy to him. There, he's added. Is there anything special about that? Anything at all? Well, let's see. Isn't that a square? That's pretty cool. So if I add this guy, the first triangle number 1, to the next triangle number 3, I get the square number 4. Okay, but that's definitely not going to work with the next one, is it? Let's see. Let's add this guy. So 3 to 6. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's a square again. Okay, but just because it happened twice doesn't mean it's going to happen every time. So let's add this one to this one. Let's see if we get a square again. I wonder if we will. Does that look like a square to you? Maybe I should try a bit harder just to rearrange things. Do you think we're going to get a square here? Oh, yes we are. That's pretty cool. So when you add consecutive triangle numbers, you get the square numbers. Right. So now to build the cube numbers, we're going to go into Minecraft. And we're going to try and build, I've already built something there. No, that's just a tree. Okay. I'm going to build the square numbers, the cube numbers, over here. Right. So our first cube number is, oops, 1. That's our first cube number. Okay. What was our next cube number? Now we're going to go into my Word document. Look at the cube numbers. Okay, 1, 8, 27, 64, 125. But the way we calculate the cube numbers is we cube numbers. Cubing is another way of saying times a number by itself 3 times. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Okay, if you struggle to do stuff like this, okay, all you do, multiply the first 2 numbers together, get your answer, and times that answer by the next one. So let's do this one. 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 64. That's how you do stuff like that. Right, back to Minecraft. So our first cube number is 1. Our next cube number apparently is 9. So let's see if I can take 9 blocks and make a cube. So this is 1, 2, so it's not 9, it's 8. Apologies. 3. Delete him, let's make him a different cube. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 1 more block. 8. Okay. Does that look like a cube to you? Yeah, that looks like a cube to me. Looks like a little dice. Right. Let's count how many blocks it took me to make this cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, cool. So what's the next cube number? Next cube number is 27. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause. Please do this. You learn way better when you try things yourself. I want you to pause, go into that game. You can press escape and go to options. And then what you should be able to see is the controls. Okay? I want you to try and build a cube using 27 blocks. Pause quickly and try that.